Hi Leo, welcome to February 2021. This is Teresa from Tarot-by-T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have Venus moving into Aquarius, which is your 7th house of partnerships, which is good, on February 2nd. And then we have a new moon in Aquarius, also in your 7th house of partnership, on February 11th. Mercury goes direct in Aquarius. Everything's happening in your 7th house this month, so be prepared. Mercury goes direct in Aquarius after having been retrograde, and that's on the 21st. And then we have a full moon in Virgo, and that will be in your 2nd house on February 27th. And then what else happens? And then Venus moves into Pisces on the 26th. After it stays in Aquarius for 3 weeks. So, but when Venus, you have a stellium of planets in Aquarius in your 7th house this month. So, if anything doesn't happen in terms of partnership, I would be surprised. But anyway, let's see. Especially when Venus moves there. Let's see what the cards say, and we'll talk about astrology later. So what does Leo need to know about love and relationships for the month of February 2021? What is coming up for Leo? February 2021. What is coming up for Leo in February 2021? What does Leo need to know? The 9 of Wands, the Temperance card, the Ace of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the 8 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the High Priestess, the 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. And the card at the bottom of the deck, the Fool. So, this could be a combination of career partnerships as well as love. I feel like there's going to be more career beginnings. But anyway, but there's a romantic proposal here too. So, 9 of Wands, this is about standing up. You may feel like you're on the defensive this month, and you have to stand up for what you believe in. Or you might have been, there's like an ongoing battle that you've been struggling with. But I feel that you're coming to the end of the battle, because you're at the 9. When you get to the 10, you'll be able to put it down. And you may be battle weary at the beginning of the month. So if you've been struggling with relationship issues or partnership issues, either in your romantic life or even in your career, it could also be career, because I'm seeing a lot of career energy. You're close to the finish line. You might be feeling like, oh my God, I've been struggling for so long, I just want to give up. But the 9 of Wands is saying, don't give up. You just have one more battle. Just hang in there for just a little bit longer. Things are going to shift. The energy is going to shift. You have the Temperance card here. This is a card about finding the balance in a situation. So in some cases, it could mean that 2 people who are really well suited to each other, you might be dealing with someone who's very different than you, because this is a card of bringing opposites together. So they're very different, but you're still compatible. But to create the harmony that this card represents, you may have to meet each other halfway. So you may have to compromise, and that's hard for people who are the fixed signs. So Leo is a fixed sign, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. Any of the fixed signs, we kind of dig in, and it's like, no, I know I'm right, and I'm holding my ground. You may have to learn the value of compromise and be a little bit more flexible this month in partnership matters. And if you can do that, and also release control, because I'm seeing cards about control, which I'll get to, the 4 of Pentacles here. That's a card of holding on too tightly, not going with the flow, wanting things to work out exactly like you want them. You have to learn how to compromise. And you'll be fine, because opportunities are coming. You have this Ace of Wands in the past. So you've already started something. It could be a career opportunity, because I'm seeing the Three of Pentacles here. But it could even be a new beginning, a new passionate beginning that you're kind of contemplating. Because you have this Two of Wands here. There's a potential partnership on offer. You've experienced career success and recognition. The Three of Pentacles is promotion, recognition. There's a lot of new beginnings in the works, but it's like they're not there yet. And you're kind of like, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. But you're on the edge of a brand new cycle. You have this Fool card. So you're ready to turn the page and wipe the slate clean and start over. You're coming into a brand new cycle. This struggle that you've been experiencing is coming to an end. You haven't gotten to the end just yet. So, but don't give up, is what I'm saying. You might have one more battle to fight before you reach this new cycle. You have the Knight of Cups coming up here. This is a proposal, romantic. It could be a water sign, or someone who's very artistic, very romantic, maybe a little immature. The Knight of Cups energy is someone who has unrealistic views about relationship. They think that everything needs to be perfect. That if I'm fighting with someone, that means they're not my soulmate. The Knight, or you might be dreaming of the perfect lover. For some of you, you might be dreaming of perfection and not finding it in the real world. Others, it could be that you're connecting with someone who's like this Knight of Cups. And that someone, and sometimes when the Nine of Wands comes up in a reading, it could be that an issue you thought you were done with. So you felt like, okay, I dealt with this issue, I dealt with this person, I thought I was done with them, and now here they are back again. I have to deal with them again. Especially because Mercury's retrograding in February, most of the month, until the very end. So it could bring, sometimes it brings people back from the past. Some issue that maybe never got closure or never complete, you may need to revisit something, a past relationship, and either get closure or find out, have some kind of compromise. That could be in the works as well. But and sometimes the Knight of Cups energy, it can mean a proposal, a romantic proposal. Someone making, a romantic, and taking the initiative toward you. Especially with the Eight of Wands, that's like messages coming in, arrows of love, things happening quickly. So you may get a message from someone that you haven't seen in a while. And this could be a person that has been on the, like someone who has been away. Like you haven't, because the Knight of Cups energy sometimes can be like the prodigal son or the prodigal child. Someone who has, like, I left to go find myself and I felt like I needed things were somewhere else, And now I realize that what I needed all along, and I want to come back and start over. Someone may want to like reconnect and turn over a new leaf, start a new cycle with you. So that could be something that, and you might have to contemplate that. You're contemplating this partnership. With the Two of Wands, it's about planting seeds and waiting to see what's going to develop. Like you're kind of you're ripe for partnership. If you're not in a relationship, if you're single, you are ready for partnership. And so when this person approaches you, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know. You're going to contemplate. You have the Queen of Wands here. This could be your energy, but it's in your negative thinking sector. So I feel like maybe you don't feel like taking the initiative. You're kind of sitting back and waiting to see what someone else is going to do. Because the Queen of Wands normally is someone who is, goes after what she wants. And this could be male or female. Someone who's very outspoken, someone who is a good manager, good leader, not afraid to go after what she wants. But it's in your negative thinking sector. So either you're dealing with someone like this queen and you're like, she might be too pushy for you, or you're not willing to take action. You're not willing to tap into her energy and go after what you want. In your environment, you've got the High Priestess. You are thinking of someone. Like the High Priestess is about trusting your intuition, taking time out to think about what you really want. I feel like a lot of doors are going to be opening for you in February. And some of them may come from people from the past, but they could also be new people too. So whatever has been stagnant or kind of slowed down may open up after the new moon. You have to wait for that new moon in your partnership sector for things to start happening. So you're kind of on this wait and see kind of mode with the Two of Wands. But you need to trust and you may not have all the information, but the High Priestess says there are things happening behind the scenes you may not be aware of. Not necessarily negative, but you don't have all the facts. So you're trying to make a decision, with not all the information. Or you have to fly by your intuition. You have to trust your gut this month. And so it's really important. If you are interested in someone, you might be interested in someone who's very intuitive, very spiritual, someone that you value very highly. You see them as someone who's very, really a good person. But you're playing this wait and see game with the Two of Wands. I planted some seeds, I want to see what happens. And you have the Four of Pentacles as the outcome, which that's about holding on. It's about not willing to give energy. It's like the Four of Pentacles, I'm not, you have to give to receive with the Four of Pentacles. And you may be kind of holding your cards close to your chest. You may be well, I don't want to make the first move. And that's unusual for a Leo. You're in this protective mode or this defensive mode. Usually Leos are they're natural leaders. They just go for what they want. They say what they want, But you're being more cautious this month for some reason. You're kind of waiting to see what's going to develop. But I'm telling you, with this Eight of Wands, doors and opportunities are going to start to happen soon. So get ready. Think about what you really want in a relationship. Think about what you really want, even because the 7th house, there's going to be a lot of activity in your 7th house of partnership, and that's committed partnerships. That's marriage, but it's also business partnerships. And it's a house of open enemies. So if anyone's been working against you, you're going to see it. Everything's going to become clear. You're going to see who's on your side, who's not. You're going to have opportunities for career partnerships as well as personal ones. And you may have to choose, where do I want to focus my energy? You're going to be considering financial security, because the Four of Pentacles is also about holding on to your money, finding something that's secure. There could even be career opportunities coming up this spring, like March, April, May. But definitely in February, some of the first inklings of these new beginnings are starting to happen in February, especially after the new moon and when Mercury starts going direct, because Mercury rules communication. When Mercury's retrograde, kind of screws up communication, slows things down. But when Mercury starts going direct, that's when things are going to start to break loose and the messages will start coming in. And you have a potential to enter a brand new cycle. And the Fool is it's an adventure. It's a new adventure. So it's going to be exciting. February can end more exciting, in a more exciting place than it began. But definitely there's a lot of partnership energy. Let's look at the astrology. So this new moon is happening in your 7th house. You've got 6 or 7 planets. You've got the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, all in Aquarius in your 7th house. So Venus and Jupiter in your 7th house is a very auspicious transit. Venus brings love and money. Jupiter brings expansion and opportunity. Jupiter can bring a wealthy partner, someone who's financially stable. Jupiter can also bring someone who is very optimistic, very outgoing, that kind of energy. Mercury there, you could be meeting Geminis, Venus, you could be reading Taurus or Libra, Jupiter, Sagittarius. You can meet, and Mercury in the 7th can also bring, because it's been retrograding, you might even hear from someone from the past. It might bring back messages. So the astrology, and you have an opportunity for a new moon, a new beginning in partnership this month, right, with this new moon. So if things have been kind of stagnating and you feel like nothing's happening, wait a little bit until after this new moon, and you'll see that things are starting to change. Now Saturn has just moved in there too, so Saturn is showing you the reality of your partnerships. Some partnerships may end if you think well, I'm seeing the reality and this is not what I really want. Or it's showing you where you need to step up to the plate and take responsibility to make a partnership long-lasting. Because Saturn represents work. Partnerships may feel heavy when Saturn's there. So let's see what else you have going. You have Mars and Uranus in your 10th house. So Mars is squaring Jupiter, or at least Mercury. So there could be some tension around your work responsibilities and your relationships. There might be a difference of opinions. Because Mars in the 10th, you're very ambitious. You want to get ahead. So you want to balance work and family and home. So if you're focusing too much on career and not enough on relationship, that may come up this month, where you have to talk about, how can I balance my career with my relationships so I don't neglect either one. That's where the tension is. But Uranus is also there, so you may even feel like having a change in career or a change in your status. And it may not always be, the 10th house isn't always career. It can also be status, like going from married to single or single to married. So you could meet someone that you may feel like, hey, I want to marry this person. Or you could find that, you know what, this relationship's not working, I need to get out of it. So it could go either way depending on your situation. Let's see what else is happening. The North Node is in Gemini, and this moon, Mercury is trining the North Node, and Gemini's in the 11th house. So it's time for you to communicate about what you want. It's time for you to, do some research. If you're not in the right partnership or the right career path, you can achieve that, but you need to speak up about it. Don't wait for someone else to make the move. Go after what you want. Then we have a full moon on the 27th in Virgo, and that's happening in your 2nd house. So that's affecting your money houses, 2nd house and the 8th house. So the Sun and Venus are in your 8th house. Venus is really close to this full moon, because by this time Venus has moved into Pisces, and she's really close. It's not yet a conjunction, but she will conjunct the Sun at some point in February, maybe March, maybe more like March. As she moves through Pisces, she's going to hit the Sun, and that's very auspicious, especially in your 8th house. That can bring money in. So if you're waiting for funding, or you're waiting for an inheritance or some kind of insurance payout, that can bring that to you. With the full moon in the 2nd house, that brings issues around money to the surface. So you're going to see the truth about, what do I value? And also it's about, the 2nd house is not only what you value, but your self-esteem. So are there issues? Do I need to work on my self-esteem? Am I settling for too little in relationships? Am I settling for too little in terms of my finances? Those issues are going to come up. And if you're waiting for some kind of money to come in, this could be a good time. You could get a bonus or some kind of government payout or something, especially if the stimulus checks are coming in. For you, it could be more money than you thought you were going to get. Jupiter is in your 7th still. Jupiter will be in Aquarius all year. So this is a great time for partnership, for forming, what's the word I want to say? Lucky partnerships or abundant partnerships or opportunities. Great opportunity for partnership. Like finding the right mate, finding the right job situation, finding the right people to work with. And it's trining your 11th house, so it could come out of your, it's trining the North Node in the 11th. So what's going to be important is the groups that you belong to, the friends that you surround yourself with. That's where you might wind up meeting someone or connecting with people that are good for you. So when Jupiter's traveling through your 7th house, and it's all year, if you're not with anyone, this is a good time to find a soulmate, to find someone that could be really compatible to you, that could be really beneficial to you. Neptune is still in your 8th house, so you have to watch the money situation, make sure that you're reading all the fine print. Especially because Mercury, where's Mercury now? Mercury's still in Aquarius. Well, it's okay. When Mercury conjuncts Neptune in Pisces, which will be later, maybe in March, that's when you have to worry about money and the details of a contract. Pluto's in your 6th house, so there's a lot of changes going on in your work environment. You might be, reinventing yourself. Your work environment might be undergoing renovations, or in your health, you might have to really focus on your health and rebuild your body. Take better care of your health, not work so hard, not stress, just get away from stress. Mercury will conjunct, Mercury in Aquarius will conjunct Jupiter at this full moon. Well, it's 13 degrees at the full moon, and Jupiter is 16 degrees. But eventually it's going to be moving toward Jupiter, and we'll have a conjunction later on, probably in March. And that can bring positive news your way. It's a good time to communicate and to get something out there if you're needing to have a conversation with someone, or you could get a message from someone. I'm feeling like messages coming in, opportunities coming in, and then you have to decide, do I want to accept this? But this is a really fortuitous time, or an abundant time for you to connect with people and to form partnerships that are going to be good for you. So prepare yourself for these new beginnings, and don't try to hold on too tightly. Don't try to be rigid. You have to learn how to compromise this month. But the potential for a new start that's really going to be good for you is very strong this month. So this is really a time to focus on partnerships and make changes wherever you can. If you're not in a happy situation, you can communicate your needs and make changes and connect with people that will be good for you. So I hope that this reading was a help to you, Leo. If you liked it, please click on the like button. Or the subscribe button. If you'd like a private reading where we deal with your specific situation, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website. And what else? I want to say thank you for everyone for supporting this channel, for commenting. If this video did resonate with you, please comment. I love to read the comments when I do these videos. And I just want to thank you for your support. I wouldn't be here without you. So keep it up. Thank you for liking, sharing, purchasing readings, all of that. So have a wonderful February. Have a happy Valentine's Day if you're celebrating. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.